This is Dan Dix here reporting for Press for Truth. This country is completely falling apart, and today's story is going to reveal some serious flaws in Canada's legal system that's going to make your head spin. But just before we get into that, I want to remind you that this channel is only made possible through your donations and through your patronage at patreon.com/pressfortruth, where patrons can sign up to pledge a monthly amount in order to help us deal with the YouTube adpocalypse. But in light of recent events, they've proven they're not necessarily the bastions of freedom of speech either. So if you'd rather, you can donate directly to PFT at the Patreon alternative link, pressfortruth.ca/donate. Alright, I think it's safe to say that it is an undisputable fact that Canadians have absolutely zero rights when it comes to self-defense. If you don't believe me, just look at a recent case of a man from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Earl Munroe. On July 12th, 3 men entered a residence with guns drawn where a struggle ensued with 2 men who were inside the home. The 2 men were able to fend off the home invaders while managing to take away one of their guns. Shots were fired, causing the suspects to flee, and one of the suspects ended up getting hit, causing non-life-threatening injuries. So how did the police respond to this brave and courageous act of defending one's home from an invasion from intruders? Well, the RCMP and the Halifax Regional Police responded to the incident by arresting the man who fended off the home invaders, Earl Munroe, and they charged him with, are you ready for this? Attempted murder, intent to discharge a firearm, intent to discharge a firearm while being reckless, careless use of a firearm, improper storage of a firearm, pointing a firearm, possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, unauthorized possession of a firearm knowing possession is unauthorized, and possession for the purpose of trafficking. I mean, what the hell is going on here? For the simple act of defending himself, Earl Munroe can now face serious jail time. And on top of that, until he has his say in court on August 22nd, he has to abide by the following rules. He cannot leave his house except for medical reasons or for work. He can no longer have a cell phone or pager. He can't consume drugs or alcohol. He's not allowed to leave Nova Scotia. He must keep the peace and be of good behavior. And he must answer the door when police check his home. How unbelievably twisted, backwards, upside down, whatever you want to call it, can our government possibly get? And the truth is, this isn't even an isolated incident. Ian Thompson, an Ontario man, went through a similar ordeal a few years ago. Thompson woke up to 4 men throwing Molotov cocktails at his home, and considering that he lived a long way away from the police, not to mention the fact that he was a former firearms instructor, he fired warning shots at his assailants, causing them to flee, and then he put out the fire that could have burned down his home, and then he called the police. Thompson was then charged, and he faced more jail time than his attackers. Or the case of Michael Woodward, a man who defended his New Brunswick home from an armed invasion, and he was charged for shooting one of his attackers. The bottom line is, guys, Canadians are incrementally losing their rights under Justin Trudeau, especially when it comes to gun laws. We warned Canadians about this years ago during a live broadcast where I interviewed in studio Rod Giltaca, the president of the Canadian Coalition for Firearms Rights. He's a well-known figure in the firearms community in Canada, not to mention he's a certified instructor for the RCMP Canadian Firearms Program. And we delved deep into everything that Trudeau had in store for Canadians in terms of our gun laws, and it's all now coming to fruition. So I strongly recommend that you check out this interview. I'll include a link to it at the end of this video. So as I said in the beginning of this video, the Canadian government clearly does not respect the right to self-defense in this country. You know that whole Second Amendment thing they have down there in the United States? Yeah, well, I think it's time Canadians get something very similar here in the Great White North. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And don't forget to check the links below to find out how you can join us as either a PFT patron or a PFT member. Thanks for watching, my friends. Click that like button and share this video if the information resonates with you. And stay tuned, we've got more video reports coming soon. This is Dan Dix reporting for Press for Truth.